Go.
In the U.S. alone, 27.5% of high schoolers vape in America, and nearly 1 million youth users vape on a daily basis. And personally, I don't vape. I don't think it's cool or it's necessary for me, and I don't think it helps you medically. But I see my friends, families fall victim to vaping and thinking it's cool or not. Or, I mean, I can already see the long term problems they're going to have in life when it comes to brain development. They're going to have trouble thinking in critical situations or have to remember something important. So that's the effects that has in their life that's going to happen. And that's just for high school kids in America. It's 27.5%. That's a lot, especially for the population of America. 27.5 is quite a few kids. And how could we let children and even adults fall victim of vaping, the quote unquote safer version for smoking? I have these facts, so I'm going to present to you. What is vaping? It's a device that is designed to simulate smoking a cigarette and cigar by using vapors instead of smoke, that employs a heating element that vaporize a liquid such as nicotine, other chemicals in it. And they also have different flavors to make it more appealing to people, such as for the younger audience. They get watermelon, raspberry, and so forth. It allows the users to inhale it too for the flavors, so it's healthy, I guess. Typically, the e-cigarettes have a battery, so it's rechargeable. They often look like pens, USB flash drives, disposable cartridges that contain the flavors of the e-liquids. Because of these products don't have the same chemicals as cigarettes, they are presented or pitched as the safer option in smoking, which that might be true, but it still has the same effects by smoking and inhaling the vapors in your lungs. Still same thing, just probably take a little bit longer for that to really affect your body. So with that, they get pitched and people say, I want to stop smoking, here's an alternative, I'll get an e-cigarette. So when people have the mindset, the sales increase and the health risks are now becoming more presentable or more aware by the CDC and other big companies trying to stop it. So it is very popular for the younger audience, such as the older. The amount of users it started in 2011 was 7 million, and in 2018 it jumped to 41 million, and by 2021 it's projected to go 55 million users worldwide. That's a lot of people considering the 27.5% is Americans, so that's a big chunk of Americans vaping compared to worldwide. About 69% of middle schoolers are exposed to some type of propaganda or advertisement of vaping, such as the news, TVs, newspapers, your peers, you're walking the stores, you see people vaping in the streets, and it puts you in a mindset maybe if everybody else is doing it, that I could do it and it's not that bad or unhealthy for you. Now, 14 million US students are exposed to e-cigarettes in retail stores. About 10 million are exposed to the internet. 9 million are exposed to the movies or television. About 8 are exposed to the newspapers. So it's a big chunk of Americans that are being exposed by the media and all the stuff that you do on your regular basis. So I mean, eventually it's gonna play tricks in your mind and maybe it isn't that bad. How much does vaping cost Americans? It's not cheap. Vaping could cost about $300 to $5K per year, compared to smoking a cigarette could cost you about $2,000 to $5,000 a year. I mean, same, but it's when you buy cigarettes, you have packs, but when you have the vaping, you have to buy the flavors and the batteries and stuff. So I mean, that's a lot of money. It's not cheap too, especially if it's electronic. So wherever smoking a pack of cigarettes a day can, okay, it's 2023. It's expected to jump to 40 million, the cost for it, and it was 15 in 2023. 2020 it was 15 million, expected to go to 40 in 2023. The potential dangers of vaping. The development has some serious addiction. It has nicotine, such as cigarettes have nicotine, and e-cigs, which it makes them the same thing. It's just one is electronic and one not. It gives you the same addiction, especially for people who can get easily addicted to stuff. I mean, it's just a bad habit to have smoking. Some people are addicted to it. So if you go to e-cigarettes, it's not the same. Like, it's the same thing. It doesn't make any sense. It has the nicotine and sometimes it even has the marijuana THC, the acid in it. So then you have the health concerns with marijuana and smoking cigarettes, and you will have such cases such as scarring in your lungs. That's going to be very expensive and very risk. Like, that's something you don't want to deal with later in your life and you go in the hospital spending $40K because you scarred your lungs. Especially that hospitals charge you with every little thing. It's not something you want to pay for something stupid like that. And damage to your small blood vessels, I mean, that's just for a recipe for disaster. You don't want to die because you paid. It's not worth it. And you already have 2,000 people being hospitalized in 2020 for serious cases of lung issues because they're smoking, and you already have 68 deaths in February alone. So I mean, imagine it's December already. It's going to be like tripled at that number. So the conclusion I would have for this is that we have to stop the advertisement. We have to get more campaigns and make the states stop it. Because I mean, if you don't really see it, there's not really any advertisements to stop it. I mean, it's just how often you go to how often you go to the TV and you see them saying vaping is bad. It's not often. So if we could do that, I think we could get the younger audience who are most easily to pick up stuff and follow older groups and stop the vaping.